Well, this is really interesting. The longer I spend reading Reddit, Facebook groups, and forums about MGD, the more I feel like people are often recommending treatments before they even know what problem they are trying to solve. For example, somebody shows up and says, I've tried warm compressors, I've tried this, I've tried that, nothing is helping. What should I do? And immediately somebody says, you need probing. Somebody else says, no, you need IPL and expression. And every time I read stuff like that, I'm like, hold on, how do you know? How do you know what's actually happening inside the person's glands? Because as far as I understand, nobody can just look inside a gland and instantly say, yes, that's a thick oil, or yes, that's scar tissue. From what I know, doctors are usually putting together clues and making their best guess. What comes out during expression? What do the glands openings look like? What does their mammography show? How does the gland respond to treatment? It's more like solving a puzzle than getting one simple answer. And that's important because, thick oil and scar tissue are two completely different things, right? Let's say somebody has really thick oil. You apply it, you do expression, thick material comes out. Okay, that makes sense to me. But then here's my question. If the main problem is thick oil, why would sticking a probe into the gland automatically be the first thing to do? Maybe I'm missing something here, but that doesn't sound very logical to me. Every procedure has risks. Every procedure can potentially cause irritation or trauma. So if the issue is simply thick oil, shouldn't the goal be to soften it and get it moving first? On the other hand, if somebody really does have scar tissue, then that's a completely different story. Because in that case, heating and squeezing over and over again may not solve the actual problem either. So to me, these don't look like competing treatments. They look like treatments for different situations. And honestly, that's why I've never really understood all these arguments online about which treatment is the best. The best for what? I even had a weird experience myself. A while ago, I wrote a post in a Facebook group about my own experience with IPA and expression. I wasn't criticizing probing, I wasn't promoting anything. I was literally just sharing my story and what had helped me. People started asking questions, everything was completely normal. And then the next day, my post was gone and I was blocked from the group. And as far as I know, the group is connected to a clinic that strongly promotes probing. And now I'm not going to tell anybody what conclusion to draw from that. Because honestly, I'd really like to believe that treatment recommendations are based on what's best for the person and not what's the best for the business. Because something can work amazingly well for one person, do absolutely nothing for somebody else, and potentially create unnecessary risks for a third person. And that's why, for me, the most important question is not which treatment is better. It's what problem are we actually trying to solve? Understand the problem first, and then choose the treatment, and not the other way around.